my gosh, are you okay? Are you sick? Do you have Covid-19? I'm sorry, COVID? What is that? Wait, you don't know what it is? I think it's time for another Adventures with Gwyneth. Adventures with Gwyneth. Okay, adventurers, now I'm ready for this adventure. To start this adventure off, let me give you guys one thing we have in common right now. We are all at home, in quarantine, experiencing a pandemic. Now, was I right? Of course I'm right. We're actually in this pandemic right now because of this infectious disease called the coronavirus, which we also call Covid-19. It actually stands for Coronavirus Disease 2019. Now, why does it have this number? Well, it is because this infectious disease was first discovered in Wuhan, China on December 31, 2019. You know, these days when we hear someone coughing or merely see someone coughing, COVID-19 just pops up into our minds. It is because we know that COVID-19 can be spread through a cough. But also, according to the World Health Organization, COVID-19 spreads primarily through droplets of saliva or discharge from the nose when an infected person coughs or sneezes. Well, that is why we must be careful to always practice simple respiratory etiquette. Just like, coughing, Now, when we cough, for example, it's like that, simple. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get coronavirus, which is why we must learn ways to prevent coronavirus. I'm gonna help you with some tips on how to prevent coronavirus. So first things first.
Wash your hands regularly with soap and water.
Next, maintain at least 1 meter distance between you and people coughing or sneezing.
You should also avoid touching your face. Remember to always cover your mouth and nose when coughing or sneezing. Now, if ever you're feeling unwell, remember to just stay at home and rest. You should also refrain from smoking and other activities that can weaken the lungs. And lastly, you should practice physical distancing by avoiding unnecessary travel and stay away from large groups of people.
So adventurers, we know what COVID is, how to prevent COVID, and finally we are on our very last step of accomplishing this adventure. We will find out what are the symptoms of COVID in order for us to stay alert and know what to do. So according again to our source, the World Health Organization, there's 3 types of symptoms: the common symptoms, the less common symptoms, and the serious symptoms. So the common symptoms are usually those of the mild cases, and the less common and serious are those of the more serious cases. First on the list of our most common symptoms, we have the fever. No, not that kind of fever. This kind. Next on the list, we have the one we are most aware of, the dry cough. And to complete the most common symptoms list, we have tiredness. Now for our less common symptoms, we have quite a few. To list them all, we have our aches and pains, conjunctivitis, sore throat, diarrhea, headache, loss of taste and smell, and a rash on the skin or discoloration on the fingers or toes. Now to finish off our list of symptoms, we have the serious symptoms. We have the difficulty breathing or shortness of breath, chest pain or pressure, and lastly, loss of speech or movement. And that is it, adventurers. We have finished yet another adventure today. We have discovered what COVID is, how to prevent it, and a few of its symptoms. Now, I hope you learned something new from our adventure today. Believe it or not, I actually learned a lot of things from today's adventure. Thank you! That is so great to hear. Now, adventurers, I hope you also learned something new from today's adventure. I just want to remind each and every one of you that COVID is not a joke. Let us all wear our masks, our face shields if we ever go out, and try to stay at home as much as possible. This has been another Adventures with Gweyneth. See you on our next one. Bye! Adventures with Gweyneth.